So in this video, I'll show you how you're supposed to put your daily expenses. It can be either local or outstation depending upon your beat plan and what kind of expenses did you do during your day. So again, you'll open the app. This is the homepage of RUPYZ app. In that, you'll go in expenses, you'll go in new, and then for expense head you'll create something like today's expenses, something on this ground, and then description would be something which goes like TA and D and DA, and then start day would be today's date, end day would be today's date. So you are supposed to put all your expenses the same day. If by any chance you're not able to do that, you can do it next day up till 12 p.m. but that shouldn't be often, because that is for only those cases if you are in the market, or if you are traveling in which you don't have internet connection or something. But you are supposed to put your daily expenses the same day. So you'll hit this create button. Now you have this expense head created of today's expenses. Instead of today's expenses, you can also write today's date here, and then expenses, something like 9 June expenses, something like that. Okay, so this is the expense head again. Now you'll go in that expense head and you'll create new, and this is where you add the expenses, the bills, the amount, everything you have. So here, for example, you have a food expense. So you'll do, if you are traveling outstation only, then you are supposed to claim the food, which is your DA. If you're traveling locally, there is no food allowance from the company. So here you'll do food allowance for outstation, something on this ground, and then you'll do traveling to XYZ place, and then here you're supposed to put the expense date. Here would be your allowance amount, for example, and then here if you want to take pictures of multiple food bills, again we encourage you to put as many bills as possible for food, and then you'll add. Okay, then you are supposed to create new one, for example train ticket, just to give you an idea, train to XYZ place, right? And then expense date would be today's date, amount would be, for example, 900 rupees, and then here you're supposed to take a picture of the bill, whatever bill you have, and then you can create this, add it here. This is it. Essentially you can add all the expenses for the day. We encourage you to add as soon as the expense is done. For example, you paid the hotel bill right now, so you can just add it right now. In that way you don't have to remember that at the end of the day. Although if you don't have time for that, you can add everything at the end of the day, and then all you have to do is submit. End date would be today's date, since you are just putting your bills for the day, and then you'll hit this submit button. So now it will show submitted, and then the management would either approve it or reject it. If they do reject it, you will see the reason of why it is rejected right over here. Okay, and then you can submit a new submit a new request for the same date, 9 June expenses, and then adjust those numbers accordingly in the comment which is given to you for rejected. That's it. Thank you.